Anybody see the inflation celebration? Biden talking about how great his economy is, but inflation actually went up.
Those who are just listening, just keep in mind, while you're listening to this, there is a Dow ticker in the bottom right corner of the screen, which just continues to show market activity as Biden talks. Let's take a listen.
This couldn't have happened without every single one of you, and that's in the literal sense in the Senate. Every single one was required because the other team didn't want to play. And all our distinguished guests, CEOs, advocates, activists, thank you for joining us. And what a great day. Exactly 4 weeks ago today, I signed the Inflation Reduction Act into law.
As he was talking, the Dow tanked 1,200 points. and they're just sitting there, yeah, we did it. I don't know what they're celebrating. Celebrating tanking the economy? Like, what's the party all about? This guy has absolutely no understanding of how money works. During this inflation and this economy issue that we're having, and what the feds are going to have to do to even attempt to fix this problem, Biden continues to spend money. The first thing you're supposed to do when you're bleeding financially is halt the spending, assess everything, and then plan that way. What does Biden propose yesterday or the day before? He wants to send $3.5 billion to Afghanistan. How many of you heard about this? Probably none. The country that he just up and left with no notice and left billions of dollars in weapons and money. And we're supposed to send them $3.5 billion. Who are we sending it to? The Taliban's running the country, right? That's who we're sending this money to, right? Is it Taliban or is it, what's the other group that they had there? Al-Qaeda? No, not Al-Qaeda. What's the other group? They're called something light. Terrorist light. Or like half a terror. They're just the terrors. They're not the terrorists. They're just the terrors. That's who we're sending $3.5 billion to. Because I don't know who we're sending it to since we left and the Taliban came in and said, okay, well, you guys got to get out. And you have until this day. And then we won't kill anybody as long as you get out by this day. Now we're going to send them $3.5 billion. We just authorized $750 billion $750 million to Ukraine again. And this is how you handle inflation? Printing more money and sending it out. There were some people in my comments on one of my Ukraine videos saying, yeah, but those munitions and those things, they expire. They have they're not cash. So it's not really costing America anything. Yeah, see, if I buy a gallon of milk, or even if I made, say I personally went out and milked the cow and got the milk and filled up the jug, and I gave it away, that's still money. That's still cash. Because I could keep it and use it here. If you're talking about munitions, I can actually train with those. I could sell those to somebody. See how that works? If I sell those to somebody who's an ally, I'm not losing anything. But if I give it away to the tune of billions, and the value is billions, guess what I'm losing? Billions. I couldn't believe the guy was like saying that that's not, you can't eat ammo, you can't eat weaponry. So America's not losing. Of course, he's not an American. America's not losing anything by sending that. Yeah, actually we are. And it's money. And it's my money because I paid for those bullets. And if I don't want to give them away, I have the right to say, hey, I don't want to give it away. Why do foreigners think that they can tell this country how they should operate it and how they could operate it, and then essentially say, why are you complaining when we complain? Because that money comes from us. That's our tax dollars. So if we build a tank, I don't know how much a tank costs. We'll just say, we'll say 1 million. I spend $1 million on this tank. And then I give it away. That is giving away $1 million. You know why? Because I spent $1 million to make it. See how that works? It is so stupid to think that I'm stupid enough for you to tell me, but America's not losing anything by sending these weapons. These caches, they'll expire. It's actually impressive, the swerve that people on the left do. They just swerve. They swerve really, really, really smooth. And they think that you just gonna say, oh yeah, I guess. It's not a sandwich. It's silverware, expensive silverware. So yes, we can give it away and we don't lose anything. But anyway, back to Joe Biden and his stupidity. He wants to send the $3.5 billion to Afghanistan, of all places, the place that he just left last year, a year ago. They just passed that other bill. I don't remember how much it was, but I know it was obscene for the rehab, inflation rehab, or whatever it's called. You can't spend your way out of these problems. You can't. And if you're not auditing and knowing where the money is being allocated to, you're just wasting money. You're just spending money. So if some idiot comes in and who's never run a business and thinks spending money is a good, smart way to run a business, every smart person or business owner is going to look at him and say, well, wait a minute. You don't make money by spending more. You make money by earning more. How do you earn more? If you're talking from a company's perspective, you earn more by producing more so that you can sell it. Not spending more. You can't. I don't understand how a person can be in government. If somebody works in our government, they should be required to have run something or prove that they can run something. If you don't have experience running a business, showing you can do it and operate in the black for at least 1 year, you should not be able to work in government and decide how we do things fiscally. I don't care if you're a judge and you're judging on business and you don't understand business, I don't want to hear from you. Unless you're strictly interpreting the law that you're judging on. If you're a legislator, you can't not make rules that will stunt business if you've never run a business and don't understand what it takes to run a business. And then the executive branch. If you're the president of the United States and you've never even run a gas station, how can you run this country? This is a massive business. And you should at least have the capacity to operate. Because you're essentially going to be managing a massive operation. If you can't do that, what are you doing here? We don't need you. You can't run this country. You can't scale stupidity and spending. That's not how it works. If you run a gas station, you have some kind of understanding of what it takes to make payroll, to operate in the black, to manage those margins, to look at a P&L. So you know what the bills are versus what your product is. and you know how much product you need to sell in order to pay those bills. And you have those hard bills, and then you have those extra spending things. Those things like uniforms. Hey, guys, we can get new uniforms. The extra stuff. It's the difference between offering somebody benefits at a job and not being able to offer somebody benefits. Because you know how much product it takes and how much you would have to sell in order to pay for those benefits. Benefits don't just come magically. When you get a job, what do you think benefit is? The benefit of working for me over this guy is I can pay for your insurance. The benefit of working for me over this guy is when you're not here, I can still afford to pay you if you're sick. That's not a right. You're not owed that. Those are benefits. Those are incentives. You come work for me, I'll give you, starting out, 2 weeks vacation. Got to commit to me for a year. After that, I'll give you 2 weeks vacation. Every year after that, that number will increase by some amount. And then once you do that, you understand, oh, this is the benefit of working for this guy versus this guy who doesn't offer any benefits. Oh my God, that's a terrible company. No, more than likely, they can't afford it yet. This guy's really listening to music loud on his motorcycle. That's pretty funny.